Yo, and welcome back to the Banter Boys podcast. My name is Sanji. With me is Ross. How you doing, Ross?
Welcome. I'm kind of hungry and kind of sleepy because it's the first day of Ramadan.
Ramadan Mubarak, bro!
Ramadan Mubarak to everyone celebrating or everyone, what's the way to say it? Everyone, like, observing the month.
Yes.
That's the way. So, yeah. It's a good start. Like, nothing to it. It's not too bad outside. It's like 16 degrees. The sun is kind of out. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I've mostly been inside, though.
I always used to admire you boys when we used to play football at CIF during those hot summers.
Oh, man.
All the boys are fasting. I remember, I still like to tell people, I remember playing with my boys and they were like, they don't even like swallow their own saliva. Like, it's some next level hardcore, like, fasting, bro.
If there was any saliva to swallow, bro.
What's your favorite thing about Ramadan, would you say?
Usually it's like the group sort of like collectiveness to it, which has been missing the past couple of months because of the pandemic, and we haven't been really able to like celebrate or observe as like a community and with other people. But like those are like really, I remember like since I was fasting and we'd go to other people's houses, or we'd go with friends to like restaurant and stuff outside, and like it was always like a fun time because we'd be like, it'd be like this collective, oh my god, when is it gonna open? And then everyone would like, just eat in, and it's one of those things, right? The community building things.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a weird time to try and host those events right now. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, listeners, just so you know, we are the Banter Boys podcast. We talk about everything Fantrax and sometimes OFPL.
It's mostly Sanji.
Depending on how many questions we get. Right now we're just talking some, regular banter, just catching up, We'll get to the football. Don't worry, we will. There was some weird world news. The volcanoes in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we have any listeners in the Caribbean, but
I mean, you're in the Caribbean.
Well, yeah, but luckily we were not affected by the volcano. So I believe it erupted in St. Vincent, Las Soufrières. I might have butchered that pronunciation, but yeah, it's absolute shit show right now on that island. And nearby islands also got affected from the ash, like St. Lucia, Barbados, Martinique. So like I've got peeps in Barbados, so like I was getting like footage and stuff, but it wasn't too bad where they were like getting like lots of like that much ash, right? I think they're getting like a little bit sort of thing, but because Trinidad is so south in the Caribbean, we kind of get lucky. It's the same way we get lucky every time there's a hurricane. It just always misses us because we're so south.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope everyone out there is safe. I mean, if anything comes up with like, what do they do? Like the first aid, like charity donation stuff. Like, I think we might try and circulate it. I might try and circulate it into the community. Because I think personally I will also try and donate if I can. Because I mean, I know I'm not from that island, but because West Indies and the Caribbean, it's like part of the family,
Yeah, so, exactly.
So yeah, hope everyone out there is good. Just randomly jump through. It really sucks to be back on lockdown again in Trinidad. Sports are locked down, we can't play. It sucks because we just finished making our goalposts, like welding the new stuff and everything like that. But I mean, on the plus side, I've started baking again.
Nice.
I made cornbread muffins.
Ooh, delicious.
Yeah, it's so good, man. I will definitely be sending you the recipe after this. IPL fantasy.
I mean, I don't watch IPL. I've told you countless times.
But I don't know if we should start talking about IPL fantasy because, Fantrax is not going so well for us in one of our leagues right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was 20k in the world after the first 2 days. I was absolutely beaming, but then I kind of slacked off because Fantrax was so shit. I was like, well, fuck everything else in life. Just... And then I dropped to like 100k in the world, but whatever. Today I like made a comeback, made some changes to my team, back on top all my mini leagues, so it's going all right. But you know what? Let's jump to some football. Let's talk about some footy. All right. Chelsea and PSG through to the semifinals.
Congratulations.
Not convincing. Thank you. and I told you before we started recording, I feel like we're still going to get fucked at any stage we go to next because we weren't that convincing today. It looked like Porto kind of wanted the game more, wanted the win more, and obviously, right, trailing 2-0 from the first leg.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you guys are playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, knock on wood, salt across the shoulder. Like, it's going to be a good... hopefully it's a good game because, like, we'll talk about it later when we talk about the Liverpool Villa game later on. But, like, I'm hoping that we get some encouragement from the home win finally, right? It was a really good game over the weekend, and I'm hoping we can pull off a European miracle again. Not that we haven't before, right? So
yeah, true. I think you guys will. I think Trenty's coming back into form right now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, monkey off your back, first home win in a while, right?
Yeah.
So, especially after conceding the first goal, yeah. But we'll get to the reviews and stuff for that. But before we do like the game week review, quick shout out to Soraya, one of our listeners, one of our mates in our Banter Boys League. So she sent us a screenshot today of her progress in her league. So it's very interesting how her league does it. They kind of do like the season split into two. So you technically have like two drafts, one at the start of the season, one at the middle of the season. Very interesting concept. Something that I think we were both willing to consider.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because her squad is so beast right now. Like, she just did a trade like Bruno and Ceballos for... She gave away Ollie Watkins and Dallas.
Yeah.
Absolute steal. And to think that she has Mason Mount and Jesse Lingard to keep Bruno company is ridiculous. Currently second in her league. Go on and win the damn thing, girl.
Yeah, best of luck, Soraya.
Alright, Ross. Why don't you remind listeners how they can find us and engage with us?
So you can message us on Twitter or Instagram. Our handle is for both of them is at BantaB. We are on Discord as well. Our user tag is BantaBoys #6585. And on Reddit, you can direct message us on or catch us on the Draft PL subreddit. Our username is u// whichever one, Banta_boys. To listen to us, you can catch us on Anchor FM, which we used to distribute to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. We also upload on SoundCloud, and we are on YouTube. Finally?
Yes, finally.
Our YouTube channel is Banta Boys, so
there you go. I mean, it's only the second half of like the last episode that was up, but we're up.
We're up.
We are up. Alright, so Raz, I think the way we'll do the run through of the review, last time we'll go through each day, and while we're going through each day, kind of catch up in our Banner Boys League, OG League, and how we are doing in the Perfect 11. Right?
Yeah.
So Friday, we had the Fulham 0, Wolves 1 game. Do you still think that Fulham are going to stay up for us?
With the way West Brom are playing and with the way like Newcastle have like come back, I think now it's time for me to... It would really suck because sometimes they play some absolute quality football. They just need to be consistent.
At the back, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like what they're missing was a goal scorer.
Well, I think they're missing quality in the final third. I think they have a goal scorer. They're just not crossing in the ball properly, right? That final third attacking quality is really, really lacking. Man, they look ready for the championship. They really do. Yeah, I honestly feel it for them. I feel it for Scott Parker because to concede that goal in like the last minute, especially from a guy who hasn't scored for like, 48 games?
48 games, like exactly, yeah, exactly. 48 games on the dot.
That is mental, bro. And the finish was like out of this world, right?
Unreal. The run, and then just like smashes it. No way Areola stops that, man.
Not at all, bro. It's crazy. And Areola is no keeper to mess with, eh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it sucks that Neto is now out for the season.
Yeah, probably.
And now your boy that you just got, Ruben Neves, has COVID, bro.
It's COVID, man. He was tested after the game or before the game. I don't even know. He probably had it during the game. So, Like, I don't
Are
know.
they gonna test all of Fulham and stop the Premier League again?
I don't know, maybe, like, because, like, he played the full game, and then, like, the reports I saw was that, like, they don't know when he got it. He was just tested positive. His test just came back positive. But on Adama, can we just give him props for an assist last game and a goal this game? You know, hopefully he's coming back.
He heard your playoff plight and was like, you know what, I gotta help my boy out.
Yeah, man.
Apparently dribbling the entire team and the bench isn't enough. I gotta start getting assists and goals now.
That's all I ask for, man. You can dribble the bench, the team, if there's any ball boys, anything and everything, right?
But I'm definitely happy for you now getting Podence, because Zubain dropped him in our league and all that, and you had the patience to ride out his injury recovery.
It wasn't that bad.
I feel like you're the winner.
Yeah.
You're the biggest winner over here. He almost got an assist for...
He did, yeah.
For Willian Jose's goal. Willian Jose's only good moment so far in the Prem as a striker, I think. It's a pity that it got called for offside with a bullshit call again.
Again, one was like by a hair. Literally, they probably saw an arm hair on Podence on the line, and they were like, "That's offside." But right, there's a lot of VAR talk gonna be this weekend, man.
Yeah, but to be honest, Fulham didn't really deserve it. Because I saw a recent stat on Match of the Day. Apparently, Fulham have one of the worst, or the worst, shot conversions of all teams in the league. So, yeah, bro, I think it might be time to say bye to your boys. Mm. I know you really love them, and I remember even when we were talking through playoffs, championship and stuff, you were like, yeah, man, Fulham's gonna make it. And I had no faith in them, and they made it, and yeah.
But, like, you have to admit that, like, they have some solid quality on their team. When they have to, when they want to, they play some incredible, not just defensively, but even like the build up to like an attacking position, right? Like they can play some really good football. And Scott Parker's done like so well in trying to instill a good mentality in them. But you're right, at the end of the day, it's about that creativity. At this point, I think we kind of talked about it. It's how many goals can you get? Like the West Ham model right now they just have to score, right? They just have to score more than the other team. And teams like West Brom and teams like Newcastle are doing that much better than Fulham. And if in the last 7 games they don't find goals from anywhere, like I think they're kind of done for.
Yeah, and they were missing Lookman for this game, which doesn't help. All right, let's look at our assets then. How did you do on the Friday in our OG league?
In our OG league, so I had Neves and Adama. I benched Podence. I actually didn't even know I benched Podence. It was just by accident.
Oh shit!
Which was, it worked out for me. Like Adama got the goal right at the end. Neves was like, and Podence only got the 1 point, and Neves had like 6.5 points or something. So not bad. No one else from Fulham.
Yeah, so in our OG league, I had Rui, Patricio, and nets. I was happy with the 14 points, 3 saves, and the clean sheet. I started Mitrovic just because I was very worried about not fielding 11 people this game week, and I actually didn't end up fielding 11 people this game week. So I said, you know what, let me start Mitro. He gets points even if he doesn't score. Got 8 points. I was happy with that. It just sucked that, because of the Neto injury, Moutinho ended up coming off the bench. Yeah. And he got 13 points. And because we don't have auto subs, like, I lost out on those points. And it could have played a vital role because I didn't have, like, enough people. But, again, we'll get to that later on. So that was kind of unfortunate. What about in the Banter Boys League, Ross?
I had Podence. I started Podence in this one. I honestly, like, I was, like, busy until, like, 4. And then at 4:15, I was like, oh, shoot, I gotta check the lineups. I hope all my boys started. And Podence, Adama, and Neves started, like, overall in both teams. But, like, I had Podence on that team. Only got me a measly, like, 1 point or something. So.
Oh, damn. Yeah, well, for Banter Boys, because we have auto subs, Moutinho ended up coming into the squad for me. 11.5 points because slightly different scoring format. But yeah, I'm really happy to own Moutinho going into playoffs. Like, this guy's just putting up some monster points, yo. And remember, even when Andres was with us on the pod, he was very high on Moutinho at the same time. by the way, in our perfect 11, I ended up going with Adama Traore. I know, again, we didn't discuss picks. I need to start harassing you about these perfect 11 picks, but Adama Traore, good start, we got the goal. So let's jump across to Saturday now. So Saturday there were 3 games, right? So starting off, Man City 1, Leeds 2. Who saw this one coming?
You kind of did, though.
I did. Because the reason I said Norwich vibes and all that stuff, because Man City is still in Champions League, right? They're going to be rotating. And Pep is talking about fresh legs. And I feel like I just got like a hint or an inkling that Dias was not going to play. And I feel like if he's not going to play, they're probably going to concede goals. And Ake hasn't played in such a long time, right? Mm-hmm. So... And it was funny because even you were like, this game is going to have goals, bro. Like, Leeds are going to score, bro. Like
5-3 is what I predicted, man.
I know. Which is why it blows my mind that you benched Dallas, bro. Even Dallas came out on Twitter and was like, y'all better not bench me in the future, bro. Like, it did make a difference at the end of the day, but I was so disappointed with that, man. It was a horrible start to this Saturday game week. What was your reasoning behind benching Dallas, though? Because he's a midfielder, right? And you talk about the benefit of not conceding goals, etc.
I think I was trying to, outweigh the current midfielders I had in my team. Because, I had Fabinho, which I thought, would be helpful if they need to kind of break Aston Villa's defense. He's going to hopefully help out with those long balls. Partey for the same reason, getting stats. He did end up getting assists too, right? And Bertrand Traore, and who was my fourth midfielder? Someone. I don't remember it right now. So I was like, man, I don't, it was just a matter of what are the chances that Dallas scores 2 goals? And his points were mostly his points from 2 goals. He had 25 points and he had 2 goals. So okay, so I don't know how many of the Leeds games you've been watching recently or whatever, but in the game before this or the one before that, I remember he clipped the top of the post. Yeah, right? No, he's not playing as a fullback anymore. He's playing much higher on the pitch. Yeah, and he is shot happy, man. If this guy gets a chance in front of the box, he's gonna shoot. And chances are, he's usually hitting the post or on target. Okay. I don't know if I want to go on that luck against Liverpool, bro. I don't know, man. I'm tempted to start him in my FPL team, though. But, I mean, let's continue with the highlights from the game. Cooper got that red card for that wild-ass tackle on Jesus. Yeah. Fully deserved, right? Yeah. But 10-man Leeds held, man. They defended so well. And I found Man City was still kind of lacking that attacking oomph, that quality, that class. Because KDB didn't come into the game at all. I don't think so, right? No, he didn't. On the likes of Gundogan, etc. No, he didn't. So they really did miss someone that was a class above everyone else, right? And Leeds just sat in, defended, and just broke on the counter. Rafinha could have probably scored a couple of goals as well, right? If Fernandinho didn't try to fuck his shit up. Mm-hmm. But it sucked that Aguero missed out on this game. Apparently, injuries, niggles. He didn't train for the last 3 to 4 days. So, yeah, man, I dropped him. Honestly, it's not even Aguero. A few weeks too long, I guess. Definitely. It's not even Aguero. It's having lost the 3rd game week in a row in our OG league. I'm now you know what? I'm done playing this fantasy game with my heart. Time to play with my head. We need to start grinding out wins. People are chatting way too much shit in our fantasy groups, WhatsApp groups, etc. So we're into the business end of the season. But let's go to the next game. All right, Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 1. I was so excited to talk to you about this game because you guys won at home. All right. Oh man, so much relief. Honestly, and this is what I was telling you before the call. The way we were playing that entire game, I was honestly 95% sure. I was like, we're gonna win it. Even though when we were 1-0 down, I was like, we are gonna win it. There were moments of frustration where I'm like, what are you doing? You're not don't do that. Get the ball out. And why are you giving Aston Villa so much space and wayward passes and stuff? But deep down, I was like, they're gonna win. It was just one of those feelings that you just have as a fan, right? no way that they lose another game at home. I've said that so many times, right? Like, no way they would lose another game at home. But I was like, I think, like, it was great to see. Like, it was a great performance overall. Maybe, like even, like, Firmino had, like, a boss-ass game, even though he didn't...
bro, that finish, bro, even though the goal was offside, it was such a smart
finish.
Like,
offside, quote-unquote.
Yeah, but we know VAR.
Yeah, but like even like his general, like he was playing deep. He allows Jota and Salah to kind of push up from the sides and like press in. The only word I had was there's more often than not, and this is what I really hope during the transfer window, is that we need someone who finds spaces in the box when people are putting in crosses. That's something that we've missed a bit this season, where we don't have enough presence in the box as we should, right? So like Jota has a ball on one end, or Robertson has a ball on one end. There's maybe one person attacking the ball or attacking the keeper. So
I know this is gonna sound terrible to a Liverpool fan, but it sounds like you need an Edison Cavani right
now. More like a Erling Haaland. If anyone can afford, if you can afford his wages, I think that's something that we should definitely go for, especially because we haven't had
any club should.
Yeah, especially because we haven't had a marquee Nike signing yet, right? I'm hoping that can really offset some of the costs, but it's the wages for that guy, man. Like his father, his agent, himself, like the wage structure to kind of get that, like. I don't think it's possible for a club like Liverpool. But, like, you know what? I think it was a great game. Gini was a bit disappointing. Like, I'm surprised, like, you know, which was fine. Like, he's mostly on his way out. I saw a report today that he might be staying, but I think he's kind of on his way out. When Thiago came, I think Thiago didn't start this game. Yeah, Thiago came later on. I'm trying to remember.
You sure?
Maybe Thiago started?
I feel like it did.
Yeah, I don't remember. But like again, Trent had an absolute like monster of a game. Even like not even his goal, like his defending was on point. Like stopped Trezeguet so many times, stopped when El Ghazi came on, stopped him so many times. Like it was good to kind of see that. And yeah, like I'm just happy we won. Like a 2-1 win.
You're right. Thiago came on as a sub.
Yeah, see, told you. I think he probably came on for Gini too, but Shaqiri even came as well.
I remember that.
Yeah, Shaqiri even came on. So that's what I mean. Like I think I'm just happy we got the win. Like a grinded out, like a classic of Liverpool from last season. A 2-1 win with a winner right at the end after going 1-0 down. Right.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because Trezeguet could have given Aston Villa the lead when he hit the inside of the post and then injured his knee and is probably out for the season now.
Exactly. That was super unlucky. And I got feel for the guy, man.
Yeah, such a weird sequence of events. But it was very pleasing to see Trenty back at his best.
Mm-hmm.
T-Baby. I've missed him. I've really missed him.
Yeah.
Took his goal so well.
Did you see all those?
That Gareth Southgate.
He was at this game too. Did you see all those? Did you see the angle that he scored it from? Like he found. I don't know how he found the
touch and everything, bro.
Yeah,
the touch to set himself up. It was class, absolute class.
Very Gerrard-esque.
Yeah. Do you know, apparently today is like the 7-year anniversary for that Demba Ba Gerrard slip thingy.
Is it? Holy shit.
I think so. So it's funny that you mentioned that. But it seems like Watkins loves to score against you guys. Hat-trick in the first leg, I want to say, goal in this one. But definitely my biggest disappointment has to be the fact that Alisson shaved his mustache.
Yeah, definitely. No more like Magnum PI swag.
Yeah, I think that's why he conceded the goal, Oh, that's probably why you guys won at home. He finally...
he sacrificed his mustache.
There you go. For the greater good. All right, let's go into the next game. Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 4. Oh my god. Sexy football, clinical football, false nine football. No Alonso. That really sucked. No Ziyech. My assets didn't start, but... I think this is the best that I've seen us play in a really long time. In terms of the tempo of the football, I don't think anyone took 2 touches in the first 20 or 30 minutes of the game. It was crazy efficient. Kai was class. He could have had a hat trick. I don't know if you saw that first touch that he had to loop it over the defender and then shoot with the other foot. Oh my god. Pulisic's first goal that finished, just sploosh. It's just, it was so pleasing to watch, man. Crystal Palace just didn't show up in the first half. I mean, the Benteke goal, though, was a reminder that we still have that slackness in our backline and we could concede that odd moment for that goal. But yeah, it was interesting because in the Champions League game today versus Porto, he started with Kai, Pully, and Mount up top again, right? So who knows if he's gonna do this again moving forward, because Werner, Giroud, and Tammy got benched second game in a row. So I'm not sure if I'd be worried as a Werner owner. But yeah, how did you do in the OG League for Saturday?
For Saturday, so Dallas on my bench. I had Zinchenko, who gave me 17 points for just like key passes. He had like 5 key passes that game.
Yeah, he played in midfield, right?
Yeah.
Danny has been like hounding you to get Zinchenko from you.
Yeah, he drops him and then he goes, I give him back to me. I'm like, no, bro, why'd you drop him? Yeah, and like I had Ederson and net in my OG League One. Most of my players played on Saturday. Like even for in the Liverpool Aston Villa game, Jota decent return, 10.5 points. Robertson got the assist for the shot like deflection, and then Mane and then Salah kind of put that in. So those are good points. And Bertrand Traore like 6 points or something, 7 points or something. Nothing too like we dominated the ball, so I'm not surprised that Bertrand Traore didn't get like amount of time to kind of be on the ball and stuff. So that was that. And then from the Chelsea game, yeah, Werner on the bench, so I benched him too. Did not be like, yeah, Werner's gonna come on and score like 4 goals or something. So
yeah, this game week really tested the squad. Like everyone that I wavered in, I had to drop, and because everyone was benched and everyone came off the bench and beasted, which was crazy. So I had to pretty much re-waver back in everyone, but we'll get to that. So I only had one player playing on the Saturday in OG League. It was Kurt Zuma, somebody I had to pick up. I dropped Greenwood for him. I figured Crystal Palace, apparently there was some stats going around like when they were facing Everton that they conceded a lot of headed goals. So I was like, okay, Zuma's great in the air. Let's punt on it. And it worked out. He scored, right?
Yeah.
But it sucked not having Marcos Alonso. Ziyech came off the bench, got 3 points. Possibly could have got an assist because Havertz should have scored that chance. But yeah, Jack Harrison also missed out because parent club issues.
Yeah.
Sergio Aguero, like that injury shit. So it wasn't a great day for Saturday. Let's jump across to the Banter Boys League. How did you fare in that?
Meslier and Bamford from the first game. Meslier 12.5 points. Bamford 9.5, 10 points. He just basically got the assist points for one of Dallas's goals. Mane was on my bench. So that was, but Nat Phillips, like he had like 10 aerial duels, which is good. So if you're looking for a player, if you're looking for a team who you know are gonna play a bit more long ball and like kind of like direct-ish, like I think Nat Phillips is gonna be a good pickup. Like he had, even with conceding the goal, he gave me 19.5 points, which is like fantastic. Chilwell and Pulisic I had from the Chelsea Crystal Palace game. Like, I was playing Pulisic in one league and I had him in my other league. So I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to play 2 leagues next season, man. It's way too it's too much of a roller coaster emotional roller coaster.
You're going to give up on the Banter Boys League on the Banter Boys podcast?
Man, like, it's so weird to kind of see one player is getting points for you, but that the same player is like wrecking you in the other league. And it's happened to me so many times.
Yeah, but I mean, you could just follow the solution you suggested and draft the same exact team in both leagues.
That's my goal. Like, you should see my teams right now. They're pretty similar.
Yeah, so I think that's all you need to do. Just get your Liverpool 11, both leagues, you're set.
Yes.
Alright, so for me in the Banter Boys League, I had Kai in this game, was really happy to own him, came through with 27 points. Ziyech came through with the auto subs with 3 points. Gabi Jesus scored 8.5 points for me, and I had Ollie Watkins, so I got the goal from that. I kept Matty Target on the bench because I thought, Liverpool might score 7 goals, get those revenge, so I didn't bother. But yeah, I mean, it was a decent day. Again, Jack Grealish is still living in the real world, not the fantasy world. So again, kept him in my injury reserves. If we look across to the perfect 11, I kind of forgot about the first two games. I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, I forgot to pick players from the perfect 11. You know, could have had Trent. He would have definitely picked up Trent. He would have definitely picked up, like, Cancelo, right? They went ham, even though, like, okay, let's say Cancelo conceded 2 goals or whatever, but ended up going with Aspi, 0.25 points. Chilwell, 3 points. But Mason Mount, 20 points. The reason I went double defense, it was like Crystal Palace. I mean, it's crazy. I was like, we're definitely going to concede. I don't know why I still went and picked up defenders. Again, classic case of banter boys not taking their own advice.
Oh man, I saw this meme on Instagram. I'm gonna actually send it to you. It was basically like, this is what you get for doubling down on Chelsea defense, and then this is after like the West Brom game when they conceded like 5 goals and stuff, and then it's like, I don't remember what the exact meme was, but basically it was like phrased as, this is what you get for double downing on Chelsea defense.
Yeah, it's funny, like, friends doubled down on the Chelsea defense for the Champions League fantasy group and got burnt in the 93rd minute when Porto scored that late goal. Yeah, like I said, like, we will dominate possession, we'll dominate the games, but I feel like there's always that slight chance that we're gonna concede like some sloppy ass fucking goal, man. It's so annoying. Alright, let's jump across to Sunday though. Alright. Starting us off, Burnley 1, Newcastle 2. Again, it's kind of how the game kind of went how we expected, right? Newcastle, terrible defense. Burnley, they're a lot more open, trying to still take the game to the opponents, right? ASM and Wilson came off the bench to pretty much save Newcastle. Mostly ASM. Like, the guy is just electric, yo.
Yeah,
and
man.
He's also one of the most epic tweeters ever. I don't know if you've seen this guy publicly burn fans online every time.
No, I haven't. What is this?
I'm gonna drop it to you, but somebody was like saying how some Everton fan, I think, was like trashing on him, saying how he's like too overhyped for a squad. And then his response was, "Thank you for your opinion." And the picture was somebody throwing a mic into the garbage.
That's legendary. Oh,
bro, this guy is too good. Like, yeah, definitely go follow ASM on Twitter. The guy is mad jokes, yo. Mad jokes. But yeah, like I said, Newcastle, I think they have more goals in them, and they proved it. Shit defense, goals in the team, got the win when Fulham got the loss. So, massive victory for them. Yeah. Massive.
6-point swing, essentially, right?
Yeah, absolutely massive. All right, let's go on to the next game. West Ham 3, Leicester 2. Jailings is on crack, apparently. I know I talked about wanting to do a Jan analysis for, like, January transfers. We got a comment, right, for, I think, Brando Bisbane, one of the members in the community.
Yeah.
Kind of called us out on, like,
called you Jailings out?
Call. Well, called me out, but what I want to do is actually do a Jan analysis. Basically the same number of games that Lings has played so far, and compare those to the list of the players that they kind of provided on Twitter, and just see the impact and the points per minute, points per game. And I think we could be surprised for what we will get, because I honestly don't remember anyone having this level of impact.
I think Bruno had this level of impact.
Okay, Bruno, sure. I'll give you Bruno, but yeah. I think that Jesse's going to be a lot higher than we're giving him credit for.
I guess Fantrax, we can kind of go back many seasons, because I'm thinking like Suarez had a big impact too.
Yeah, for sure.
But like that was like 20... What?
Yeah, it's if we get that data on it, right? So I could just look at like the goals and assists and maybe chances created, etc. But I am very curious about that data, and I'm willing to put my, I don't know, reputation? What the fuck? I don't have any reputation. We started the pod this year.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, I'm willing to do the analysis, and we'll have that data and whatever discussion for the next pod. But it seems like West Ham are just planning to score 3 early goals every game and just fucking chill.
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't mind a 2-goal comeback. They just have to make sure no one scores a third. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, put your team in panic, then they become complacent, and then right as they score the second goal, tighten things up again.
Yeah, but it sucks for them that they're picking up injuries to critical players. Now Cresswell came off with a thigh injury.
Yeah.
So I don't know if West Ham, like we said, like, oh, Antonio's out. Maybe West Ham's gonna slip because Rice is out as well. But fucking Lingard is like, no, I will not. I have a bet to maintain with Mark Noble. I will get my hotel room in the Corinthia Hotel, or whatever it's called. But I don't know if Leicester is proper bottling it again. Madison, Perez, and company missed out because they were at a naughty party, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like Leicester could bottle it, man.
Man, like,
I don't...
like that's, like, you know what? I'm glad Rodgers kind of laid down the hammer, right? He was like you broke protocols, not even on the team sheet, right? Like, like you're out of the squad for this game, right? And, like, they almost came back. Kelechi almost brought them back.
Yeah, a few more minutes of extra time, and I think they could have equalized that game.
Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting because Leicester have, and we discussed this last week, but we should also take a look at Leicester's remaining fixtures because they've already played West Ham. They play Chelsea.
I believe so.
And
let's pull it up. We should pull it up.
So here are Leicester's remaining remaining fixtures. So West Brom at home, Crystal Palace at home, Southampton away, Newcastle at home, United, Chelsea, Tottenham, away, home. So United, Chelsea, Tottenham, tough fixtures, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
West Brom and Newcastle, I'm also going to say are tough fixtures because these two teams are fighting for something.
Yes.
Palace are kind of safe. Southampton are, I think, the easiest fixture they have in this list. Both of them kind of combined, but like that's out of 7 games left. That's 5 out of 7 games of teams that are going to be fighting for something.
Yeah.
We can discuss like Chelsea's and West Ham's and Liverpool's remaining fixtures too, right? So West Ham have Newcastle away, Chelsea at home, Burnley away, Everton at home, Brighton away, West Brom home, Southampton home. Also, some really key fixtures, right? Like I said, Newcastle and West Brom are tough fixtures in my opinion. We've seen what they're trying to do in the last couple of weeks. They're not going to go down easy.
Yeah.
Maybe West Brom playing in the second last week might be easier for them because by that time you'd have an idea on if it's still possible for them to stay up.
Yeah, great point.
But Everton, I think, would be a tough fixture for them because Everton can still, even though they're technically, with the games remaining, they're still can come close to the top 4 race. But mathematically, even if they win their games in hand, they're still below Liverpool by a point. So
yeah, but Everton, eye test wise, not convincing. I honestly think they're gonna bottle it.
Yeah.
And they picked up a couple injuries recently that could affect them. It just, like, if they're really going to fight for the European spots, they should have won against Brighton, right?
So, right? Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what it is. Even without DCL, we'll talk about it later, obviously, but it's one of those things. Chelsea's fixtures are pretty interesting. Brighton at home, West Ham away. That's going to be, that's, I think, the biggest fixture. Chelsea versus West Ham. Sure. Fulham at home, also fighting for something. City away, Arsenal at home, Leicester at home, Aston Villa away. Those are pretty tough fixtures. Yeah, I think Chelsea have the toughest fixtures out of all of them.
Yeah, but I think we have the squad to handle it.
Yes, right? Yes. If the squad starts clicking, and finally Liverpool's fixtures: Leeds away, Newcastle at home, United away, Southampton at home, West Brom away, Burnley away, and Crystal Palace at home. So, I think Liverpool have the easiest fixtures.
Definitely.
Even United away is, I
think you judge that based on momentum, really.
Exactly. At this point, you're kind of looking at it that way. But I think Liverpool have the easiest fixtures in this. I was looking at the math right now, and I honestly think if Liverpool win all 7 of their remaining games, we make top 4.
I think you guys could possibly make top 3, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. All
right. So moving on with the games, Tottenham 1, United 3. Quick notes on that. Do you think they should have chalked off Cavani's goal for the eye poke on Son?
it was a bit too much, right? It
was a little too much.
Like, Ole's comments were a bit harsh, but
the fact that he wouldn't feed his child, that's abuse, bro.
Yeah, and like Jose Mourinho called him out on it.
Yeah, well, Jose is a dramatic queen.
Yeah,
or whatever. I don't know. Like, Jose just loves drama, bro.
But yes, I think there's too much in it. Or I don't think there was too much in it. Like,
yeah, I've seen them. Like, yeah, it was stupid. I don't know. It was too like I kind of also get it in the sense that if you're poked in the eye because it's facial injury, I don't know. But then people are saying like the game is gone. Like, what's the point of contact game? Like, obviously Scotty didn't purposely try to poke him in the eye.
No, he doesn't.
It's more like, just stay away from me.
Yeah,
I just accidentally like brushed you. So
you're like, yeah, your head was in like that exact position where if you're running away and you like put your hand back up, right?
Yeah.
Remember that red card of Markovic from like 5-6 years ago from when he was at Liverpool? So basically, I don't know if you remember it, and I'll find you the clip after this, but he gets the ball, he puts his hand up, waves it around, like kind of moves it around, doesn't touch the player. I think the player, and then the opposition player kind of like oversells it, and like, I got hit in the eye and stuff, and the referee gave him a red card. Markovic a red card.
Wow. Yeah.
It was pretty stupid, but...
Yeah, the whole situation was just kind of silly. But Pogba coming back into the starting lineup really hurting Bruno's output, man. Pogba just looked the better player in the game as well, right? Just such a bully. He got the assist for the Greenwood goal, and Greenwood looks like he's back into the scoring form, man.
Yeah.
His shot is so lethal sometimes.
Like, that's what he does, right? I think he talked about it last time when he went out this really good scoring run. You put yourself in different positions to try out these finishing. If you can get in the right position, and like if you can trust your shot, then like that's all that matters, right? You find the player in that position.
Yeah, and he's got like a great mentor in Edison Cavani, who should be getting more minutes, especially with Martial out, right, for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Let's jump across to Sheffield United, Arsenal. Sheffield, truly terrible. They're going down. It is what it is. Auba missed out because he was sick, so Laka started, benefited because he had Saka, Martinelli, and Pepe behind him.
Yeah.
It was good to see Martinelli back playing football again. Was really active. Had like a good few shots. I think like 4 in total, 2 on target or something. But definitely looked a live wire. Even when he picked up an ankle injury, they were gonna sub him, but Saka picked up a bigger injury, so they subbed Bukayo instead. And Martinelli played through the injury, man. And I think he should be fit for the next game as well. So definitely one to watch, especially with the likes of ESR out and if Auba is still sick as well. But the only positional change I also noticed as well about Arsenal is they looked like they were playing like a back three, where Xhaka was like the left centre back. But then during the entire game, the commentators were like, oh, he's playing left back. But I looked at a heat map and yeah, it looked like they were playing a back three. So it was very interesting to see. Like, Partey was pretty much in the middle by himself running the entire show. But yeah, I'll send you that that average positioning chart that I came across. It's very interesting to see why they call Thomas Partey the octopus, so to speak. All right, so how did we do in our leagues? Let's catch up in our OG league, Ross.
No one from the Burnley-Newcastle game. No, I had Johnny Evans from the West Ham Leicester game, but I don't. Yeah, again, conceded 3 goals, but I'm trying to remember if he was on my, I did start him. Didn't get me, I think 1 point or something. From the Spurs United game, I had no one in my OG league either. But no, I had Reg, who had 0 points or something, so.
Yeah, okay. For me in the OG league, I had Aurier, got 4 points, though I was expecting United to thrash Tottenham. So this was a plus, I guess. But I had to bank on the Arsenal brigade because the likes of Ryan Fraser missed out, Callum Wilson, who I picked up, didn't start, so I dropped those guys. Picked up Martinelli and picked up Nicolas Pepe. And those guys combined together for a goal, right? Both getting around 17 points each. Saka got me around 9 points. Again, he came off early with the injury. And then, a couple CS points to knock around there. It was alright, but I kind of did want a bit more from that game, especially because they were facing Sheffield United.
Yeah.
What about in the Banter Boys League? How did you fare?
Banter Boys League, Joe Willock, I chose him over Pogba for before I went to sleep. Luckily, Joe Willock didn't start and didn't come on as well, so he came on as like a dud. For in the Leicester game, I had Kelechi and Tielemans, decent returns, 10 points from Tielemans, and Kelechi obviously had the 2 goals. And from the United Tottenham game, I had Reg, who I played, Luke Shaw, who was okay, and Pogba on my bench, who eventually came on with 16 points.
Yeah, so in the Banter Boys League, I had Dean Henderson. I picked him up because Nick Pope apparently picked up a shoulder injury from the Southampton game.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure how long he's going to be out for. Don't think it's too serious. But yeah, I thought, let me get a keeper. Also, it was a pain to drop Nick Pope because he's such like a classic keeper to have in fantasy. But Burnley just have been conceding way too many goals for my liking.
Yeah.
So I also had Serge Aurier, 2 points, nothing big. Ricardo Pereira, 8.5 points. Pretty good after conceding 3 goals, but that's because he got credited with the assist. So in the Perfect 11 League, went with Dean Henderson. I don't know why. Again, I think it's because I forgot to pick players. I was like struggling. All right, maybe I should start picking people. I was like, okay, maybe Spurs will just shoot a lot and he'll get a bunch of saves. But no, he only had like 2 saves and like an aerial, got like 3 points. I also went with Luke Shaw in this game, 2.75 points. Bruno Fernandes, 6.5 points. And again, we talk about Pogba taking away from his attacking output. Even when you look at the games, like Bruno is also going a lot out more wide, so to speak.
Yeah. Because
Pogba is taking up more central positions as well, so he's kind of having to share that creative responsibility. Went with Yuri Tielemans. He picked up nice 10.5 points because he was playing in the hole behind Iheanacho and Vardy. I thought, maybe he'll get some points. Picked up like a few key passes here and there. But I threw in Nicolas Pepe, who got the assist, right? 15.5 points. So that was definitely a boost. Got around like 40 points from 5 players. Not the greatest showing.
Yeah.
But we can jump on to the final day, Monday. I didn't really watch these games because I had to go pay my car insurance. Apparently, I've been driving around a car that was uninsured since last year, October.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Lucky you didn't get ticketed.
I know. I know. So I went out to do that. So I tried to catch up on whatever highlights and stats or whatever. So quick notes. VAR apparently was bullshit in this game.
Yeah,
I saw the VAR on the wrong guy, apparently. Oh my god. But it just gets better and better.
Yeah, bro. It didn't affect the result, but at the same time, you're like, man, what is this? Like, get your... get it together, man.
Go home, VAR. You're drunk. But West Brom looking pretty good, man. Shout out to the FPL Draft Boys podcast. I think those guys pod out in Australia. I listen to them. I freaking love them just because Australian accent's so cool. Listen to it so much, like, because of cricket and everything. But they called WBA West Barcelona Albion. I thought that was brilliant. But yeah, do you think Big Sam can do it, man? Possibly save them?
What's the points difference between them and Newcastle? Isn't it like 8 points or something? 6 points?
Possibly. But, I mean, the teams above Newcastle are kind of shitting the bed a little bit.
That's true. Like, Burnley aren't doing that well. Crystal Palace are like, they're like safe, but not really safe. So,
yeah, man. And like, everyone keeps talking about Crystal Palace are going to be in like a serious situation next season because so many players are out of contract. Roy is probably retiring. So, maybe it's the perfect time for them to get relegated. Like,
yeah, they're 8 points behind Newcastle. So, who are 17th, and West Brom is at 24. So, 7 games, maximum 21 points to get. It's going to be tough, man. They have to get at least 12 to 15 points.
If anyone can do it, West Barcelona Albion can do it.
If anyone can do it, Big Sam can do it.
That's true. Yeah. But I think Southampton are possibly on that beach. Like, that was a very disappointing result. Even the last-minute penalty miss from JWP, really needed that. Really, really needed that. But it was a miss, save for Johnstone. Yeah, and we move on.
John Stone.
Brighton 0, Everton 0. Dullish game, I want to say. It was more so just Brighton pretty much attacking most of the time, creating lots of chances but lacking the finish. Typical Brighton. Honestly, if they get a really good striker, they could be a force to reckon with. Honestly, they really could be. Again, Everton could be the next beach team. No Alan, no DCL. They're both like injuries or not 100%. Mina came off with the injury. Where the fuck was King? Like they don't look like they're gonna seal a European spot anytime soon.
Yeah, right? All the hype that was surrounding Everton, especially after that Liverpool win, they're like, oh, they'll finish on top, like above Liverpool, and like all these things. I think they're just kind of like, injuries don't help. You lost Doucouré, you didn't have Alan or DCL, and you just lost Mina. Obviously, they don't help, but the hunger is lacking. Like, you know, the hunger that you see from relegation fighting sides, you're not seeing that from Everton. Exactly, right? And like the only player that is playing well is Coleman, and I think that's because he's cheesed from international shit-ups. Like, even Richarlison is doing what Richarlison does, right? So frustrating, man. Honestly. That's why I was keen to, like, trade away DCL. And I know you were like... You were keen to trade away DCL? A good pun. What? You were keen to trade away DCL? Like Michael Keane? Was it pun unintended? It's funny. I dropped that exact same pun in a WhatsApp group this week. I love that we're so alike. Alright, let's look at the Monday assets. How did you do in the OG? I didn't have anyone from either of these games in either of these leagues, I don't think. Wow, you definitely lived a blessed life, because it was painful owning Southampton assets from this game. Because I, again, had to, like, wrestle with players because of a lack of starting 11. I remember I was begging on our Signal group. Somebody trade DCL with me, please, please, please. No one listened to me. Screw all you guys. I mean, I didn't have anyone. I know. I had Theo Walcott and I had JWP. JWP missed the pen. That really sucked. For the second game, I had Luka Dean. Got the clean sheet, even though I feel like Everton didn't really deserve it. And DCL was dead on my squad. Couldn't really move him out. Let's look across at the Banter Boys League. How did you fare on the Monday? Also didn't have, I didn't have anyone. I was done by Sunday night, bro. What the hell did you do on Monday then with your life? I was working. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So in the Banter Boys League, I had Matheus Pereira, though I think he came through auto subs, and I don't understand why this guy is just, like, smashing it all of a sudden. I had Nathan Redmond as well, 3 points, Luka Dean, 12 points. So yeah, that kind of rounded things off. Jumping across to the Perfect 11... So in the Perfect 11, we went with James Rodriguez, 8 points, and Danny Ings, 4.5 points. Got 12.5 points. Wasn't that great, but you know what? It is what it is. So where are you now? Let's catch up in terms of standings in our OG League. I know I don't even want to talk about this because I am having a really terrible time in our OG League. You're still a game ahead. So right now, I'm at 48 points. My brother's at 46 points. Next week, I play the person who's number 2, and my brother plays the person who's 9th. So we're basically playing on the opposite ends of the table. Like, I really hope Urva can set his team and put out a good team, and like Maris can go ham or whatever, man. Like, I just need Urva to win this one game, and I will stop chirping him forever. But I really win. Like, if I'm depending on someone else to win, I'm not kind of doing my fair share, right? I should also be kind of putting in. Like, I've had 3 losses in a row, and now I am on the brink of being eliminated or not qualifying for playoffs. So yeah, I'm also on a 3-loss streak in that league. I've dropped down to 5th, unfortunately. So, like, the way the table looks right now: first place 60 points, second place 57 points, third place 54 points, 4th place, 52 points. Ras and I, myself and Ras, 51 and 48 respectively. And then Rohail, Ras's elder brother, 46, who's trying to squeeze in a playoff spot. And then the rest of the guys, Zayn, Orwa, and Rafe, 39, 30, and 27 respectively. But, I mean, it was really unlucky, I thought, because we came up against
the both highest scoring teams.
Yeah.
They both got 147 each, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like our scores were terrible. Like, okay, your score could have been better.
My score could have
Dallas
been better.
benching. Like, had you played Dallas? Exactly, right? That's why I'm like, it was a decent score. Like, you had a decent team this week. But, like, even me, I think I had the third highest score, let's say. If the first two, we say tied for first. Well, then I had the third highest because, you know, Ras, you taught me that there's no second place if the first place guys tie, right?
Yeah.
So 122 points wasn't enough, man. Out of 10 players as well, right? So it was a brutal loss to swallow. Like, you saw me in our Signal group. I was upset.
Yeah. It does suck, like, you know, like, you need luck for this, man. Like, I don't want to talk about our league anymore. Let's switch to the other one where we're doing a lot better.
Alright, let's jump across to our Banter Boys League, where we love our Banter Boys League. It's so much more fun because we're on winning streaks.
Yeah, I'm
right?
third, actually.
We both got wins.
One game behind you.
You are. Yep, I'm on second, right, on 57 points. Ross, you're on 54. Manos, you're on 69. You're too far away to catch. But underneath you, there's a little bit of a race tightening up right now. 4th, 5th, and 6th. 4th and 5th on 51 points. Kyle in 6th on 48 points. And Ryan on 39 points on 7th. I don't think Nathan, Saraya, or Debbie will be able to make it. They are on 37, 33, and 25. But Ryan on 39 points. He's currently on a 4-winning game streak. There's a slight chance he could probably make it into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's a similar situation where he's depending on other results just like you, right? And that's a terrible situation to be in right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you know what? I'm happy I'm doing well in that league because I was, like, on the, like, you know, will I make playoffs? I was more afraid of that one than I was for the OG league, and I was like, what will happen? And then now it's the opposite. Now I'm pretty safe. I think I've officially qualified for playoffs in that league. But at this point, I'm panicking in the OG league, bro.
Yeah. So Perfect 11. In total, our team got 85 points. Not the greatest showing. I feel like we need to get at least 100 points to keep moving up the table. Because I think we were like 54th or something last episode. Mm-hmm. We're down to 70th now. So, Ross, I'm gonna keep pestering you about this Perfect 11, mate. I might need to set an alarm on your phone for this. Yeah. But we need to move further up. Can't be letting the Banter Boys be so far down, right? But that's the catch up in the leagues, right? That's the review of the game week so far. So what I think we'll do now is take our halftime pint and jump back in with the Twitter questions.
I mean, you can go drink something. I'm not going to drink something.
Yeah, because it's Ramadan, obviously. But Twitter questions, player updates, and we'll do our predictions and picks. And yeah, we'll be right back. And we are back. All right, Russ. Let us jump through those Twitter questions. I think we've got like 3 this week.
I'm just trying to pull them up, man. Like, this is so confusing.
Oh, by the way, guys, like, why aren't you, like, asking us questions? Like, it doesn't have to be a football question. Maybe our advice is pretty terrible, too.
Yeah.
You know, that could also be it. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be a Twitter question. It could just be a comment of, you know what, guys, I love this part of the pod. This was really funny. I think Ross has a really good point. I think Sanji has a really shit point. We will accept all forms of feedback, you know?
Alright, okay. So first question. Which from Leanne Gill, who is I think your neighbor?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Leanne, I love your baby. Your baby's super cute. Keep sending baby pictures. Anyways.
Which teams do you think will place 1st to 6th at the end of the season?
Ooh. We kind of did a breakdown of that, like, with the fixture runs and everything. So that played out nicely.
But, Sanji, honestly, no Chelsea's going to finish 10th. Honestly. I'll be honest, I don't think Liverpool can finish top 4. If my math is correct, we have to essentially win all our games to essentially achieve it, right? So, I think even though we have the easiest fixtures, it's a tougher ask for us. I think top 4 will be not United. City, City, United, West Ham, Chelsea.
Really? Okay, so...
Yeah, and I think... Or Leicester and Liverpool will fight for 5th and 6th.
You've got a lot of respect for Leicester. I honestly think Leicester is going to slip again, man. I think they're just going to bottle it. And I think Spurs are kind of going to bottle it because, lads, it's Tottenham.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go City first, United second, us third, you guys fourth, West Ham fifth, Spurs sixth, and Leicester seventh.
Ooh, you have Spurs taking this 6th spot.
Yeah, it's just because Harry Kane is kind of in the form of his life. Like, the attacking returns he's had this season. If you watch the Sun interview as well, he looked like he was ready to cry. And I think Spurs are going to come back, really strong. Especially even their fixtures aren't too bad. Even, the next 2 fixtures, I think they're going to win. They're playing at Goodison Park. Everton are shit at home. And Southampton are at the beach. So,
yeah.
Spurs have nothing else to play for, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's another big thing. And I don't think they're going to have any sort of issues like Leicester are with, naughty parties and all that sort of stuff. Leicester just seem to do something bottle-like every season. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but somewhere around December, I said Rodgers has a tendency to do really well up until right at the end.
Is that speaking from personal experience?
Speaking from very personal experience. But last season, right? Especially when there's expectations on him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Liverpool season, the expectation was your team was this close to winning a title. Last season the expectation was you're this close from a team that finished in the bottom half to bring them back up to the top 4. And it was literally the last game that could have decided it. And this season is the same thing. So, yeah.
I just think, West Ham beating them 3-2 was a sign that their defense still has holes in it. And if they're going to go up against those teams like West Brom that are fighting for it, it might not be such an easy win that a lot of people think it would be for Leicester, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could end up being a scoring draw, let's say, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they have the mentality in the squad to get them to the finish line.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on the West Ham thing for the defense, but like I said, it's about scoring goals, and they have the most informed player at the moment. So
Kelechi, yeah, boy, man is perking right now.
Kelechi, right, I'm talking about. I thought you were talking about West Ham.
Oh, I was talking about Leicester, bro.
Oh, I was talking about West Ham. Oh, my bad.
Okay, my point was basically Leicester are gonna bottle it.
Yes.
That their defense is sus. I think West Ham's defense is sus because they have injuries. They're losing people, but they still have that fight in them, man. And Jesse Lingard, Messi Lings, is just unstoppable right now, fam.
Mm-hmm. So, on that point for West Ham, I agree with you. Right.
Yeah.
For Leicester, yes, they do have some goals in them. They have some fight. They came down. They came down from 1-0 against, who was it? Aston Villa. Against Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they were down 1-0 and they came back and won it 2-1. Right? Same with Liverpool.
Yeah, but Aston Villa is not really a benchmark I'd use because they don't have Grealish, and Aston Villa without Grealish is a very unpredictable story right now, I think. But I expected them to at least get the draw versus West Ham. Right? They really shouldn't have lost that game.
No, they conceded 2 goals, 3 goals again in the first 40 minutes.
Yeah. So there's something it's a little iffy. I mean, Soyuncu has been missing due to COVID and whatnot, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Definitely right now is looking at European races and relegation races, etc. But yeah, thanks for the question, Leah.
Thank you for the question. Next question we have from our busiest individual that we know, Asad Raza. What's a feature you wish Fantrax? It's it's 2 different questions. What's a feature you wish Fantrax had? And we had a question, but I don't know if he cleared this up. And why is it negative points for diving like Son? I don't know what that means.
So negative points, I don't know if he was asking about fantasy points or like points as in like, I guess, karma points? I don't know. But he was just talking about like, I guess, why people shitting on him for like that dive or whatever. I mean, I don't think it was a dive. I just think he milked the situation.
So much, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, any footballer in that position, you're gonna play for your team, no matter how dirty it looks, right? You'll do whatever you need for the result, as terrible as that sounds. The first part of his question, though, was what feature would we want added on Fantrax? That is a very interesting feature. I'll let you take a pop first.
Can we compare players on Fantrax?
Yes. You can create a compare list, yeah.
You can create a compare list, but you can't just be like, select player A and select player B and then like see them side to side?
No, I think you're talking about the way they do it on like the NBA Fantasy, the Yahoo
exactly.
NBA Fantasy. Yeah, that would actually be a really neat feature to have, for sure. To pull up like the full list of all the scoring categories that you're using in your league.
Someone should talking about one player and the other player should talking about some other player. So it'd be really cool to see them side to side and be like, you're wrong and you're right. So
yeah, for sure. That would definitely be very interesting. I guess another feature man, to think of another feature, I never really thought.
Well, first of all, they need to fix their interface. They need to fix it. There's too many glitches and bugs in this system, man. That's the first feature they need to do. But
I'm not sure. Maybe a graphical representation. To be honest, it really serves the purpose. I think, and yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about this one a bit more, before I give a proper answer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just I guess UI should be improved for sure. Just player status updates and just, you know, when lineups come out, like actually highlighting the right people, etc. And just how you view, I guess, the game weeks and stuff. This the transition between the period and the day and the game week, and I guess it could be a lot smoother or better looking. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it though. Otherwise. But yeah, thanks for the question, Asid. Hope you're surviving at work, man. I'm surprised you had the time to even send us a question.
So next question we have is from Man with No Name at Debangster. I think is it the same person that we have in our league?
Probably Debbie.
Yeah, maybe. Deb. Yeah. Will Ramadan affect playing times of Mo Salah and other players alike?
Ross, I'm gonna let you take this one, buddy.
No. Sanji, you've played football with us, and these are professional athletes. Yeah. They live on such a regimented, for the most part, such a strict kind of like meal plan, nutrition, and like fitness plan and stuff. And I don't think if Klopp told Salah is that, hey, you're fasting, I'm gonna sub you off at 70, Salah would lose his mind, right? So for all the Muslim players who will possibly be fasting, I don't think so. Kante fasted during the World Cup, didn't he? Yeah, and he was a beast.
Exactly. I think they're gonna play better, honestly. All the fasting players.
It's just one of those things. I don't think like speaking personally, yeah, like, you know, it does kind of affect you like at points, but like these are professional players. They're players that have fasted and played professional football in tandem for their entire careers. So yeah, it'll be a bit harder, but they've like, you know, played in much harder temperatures and still fasting. So I don't think Salah's playing time will be impacted. I don't think Mane's playing time will be impacted, or Kante's, or Pogba's, or Kurt Zuma's. All these players who are practicing, and first of all, like, I don't even know. We can't even assume if they'll fast or not, right? That's the first assumption. But at the same time, if they fast, I don't think their coaches will tell them that like I'm gonna sub you off early because you look thirsty. He'll take the bottle and throw it in the coach's face.
Yeah, bro.
Probably not.
But inshallah, bro.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't think fasting will do much on players' fitness.
All right. Any more questions?
Nope. I think that's it. We only have the 3, right?
All right. So let us run through the suspension, injury mentions, player status updates. All right. So at Arsenal, David Luiz had knee surgery. He's recovering from it right now. Odegaard and ESR picked up ankle knocks from their European League game last time, and I don't think they recovered because they didn't feature in the Premier League game. Alba as well didn't feature because of illness. Martinelli should be okay after his ankle knock. He said he will be ready for the Thursday game. Kieran Tierney, ligament damage. Doesn't need surgery though, but should be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Ouch. Saka also came off early with that thigh injury, and his leg was heavily strapped with ice. So maybe watch and see. Aston Villa, Sanson had a knee injury. So he might be out maybe a little bit. Wesley building fitness right now. Trezeguet, I think, done for the season. He had surgery on the knee. The injury he picked up against Liverpool. And Grealish set back in training. So who knows when Dean Smith is going to let this guy out. For Brighton, the only one I kind of picked up of notice, I went for like a striker because Maupay is struggling to score goals. So I took a look at Connolly. His ankle, I think he's recovering from it right now. So he could be back in training in the upcoming weeks. Burnley, Nick Pope, shoulder issue versus Southampton. So watch and see right there. Gerrard is away for personal reasons. Barnes is currently building up his fitness, so we could see him back in the fold. And Brady is probably a couple weeks away. At Chelsea, the only issue is Kovacic. He had a tight hamstring. Crystal Palace, again, the only one that I picked up that was noteworthy and actually recovered from an injury was Nathaniel Klein. He's possibly fit again. Everyone else, again, still on the treatment table that we mentioned from like last week's pod. At Everton, Allen wasn't 100%. Gomes could come back from his hamstring injury to face Spurs. DCL had an adductor issue. Again, King as well is being assessed, but he could be back. Pickford as well should be fit for this game, but Mina might be out for a few weeks. He picked up an adductor injury during that game versus Brighton. And Doucouré, he actually had a scan last week. It was clear, and he should have a scan again in 3 weeks. And yeah, it's positive news. He could be back before the season ends. For Fulham, Lookman injured his thigh. He could be back a bit, like, a couple of weeks maybe. At Leeds, Liam Cooper, he is suspended right now because he picked up the red card versus Man City. So maybe keep an eye on like Struijk or Llorente to take his spot for the next few games. Rodrigo had an issue in his last training session, so he could miss out for the next game. And Rafinha picked up a knock versus Man City when Fernandinho hacked him down. So that's a watch and see as well, though Bielsa doesn't think it's too serious. For Leicester, Soyuncu should be waiting on negative results for his COVID test. Hopefully he comes through unscathed. While Madison Perez and Hamza Chowdhury were kind of set aside for disciplinary issues. We don't know what Rodgers is going to do about them. For Liverpool, Curtis Jones had a muscle issue, but he could be back in like a week or two. Manchester United, Dan James had an injury from the EL. Bailly was out because of COVID. I think he's still in Ivory Coast doing isolation. And Martial, like we said, done for the season. So start dropping him in your leagues. For Man City, oh wow, look at them. They have an injury. Laporte, he complained of sore hips. So he might be missing the Champions League game. Though I feel like he was in training pictures. But Aguero for sure is injured. He had some niggles, I think possibly cough. He didn't train like 3 to 4 days before that Leeds fixture, so I dropped him. I think honestly, it's hopes and dreams to see him score goals again. For Newcastle United, Fraser unfortunately didn't recover from his groin niggles from international duty, so he missed out altogether. Lascelles picked up a foot fracture that might put him out for the rest of the season, and Shaw is still dealing with his knee injury. For Sheffield United, there was a long list of injuries, but I didn't really go through because do you really want Sheffield United players? I don't think so. Most thing of note was Egan was back in the starting lineup. So that's one thing to look out for. Southampton, nothing serious in terms of injuries. Whoever's injured like Oriol Romeu, etc., they're kind of out for the season. For Spurs, Davies and Doherty are dealing with heel and muscular injuries, but I don't think they're going to be ousted by... they're going to oust Reguilon or Ore from those positions. West Brom, no injuries. So good times at West Brom right now. For West Ham, a few key injuries. Rice with a knee injury, Antonio thigh, same with Cresswell, and Noble took a knock on his elbow, though I think Noble will recover before the rest of those guys. For Wolves, Bowley is still out for COVID. Johnny out for the season, really sucks. And Neto now out for the season. He's gonna have patella surgery, and Neves had picked up COVID, so he's probably out for like a week or two. So those are the updates right there. Ross, before we jump into predictions and results, I kind of wanted to just brush up on like a couple of trades that went down in our leagues. So in our Banter Boys league, a trade went down. Ryan traded away Aguero and got JWP from Kyle. What do you think of that?
Kyle got JWP?
So Kyle got Aguero. Kyle gave away JWP.
Oh.
It was a surprising trade, I thought.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm okay with it. I think Kyle will make the playoffs.
So it's better.
Yeah. But at the same time, Ryan, like Kyle is going up against Ryan right now in terms of like, you know,
head to head, right? Yeah. So I thought it was a very interesting trade to go down right before their matchup.
And like direct rivals in the sense that like Ryan could take Kyle's spot.
Yeah.
So
exactly. All right.
Yeah.
So in our OG league, there were two trades. Danny was part of both of them. So Danny traded away Diagne and got Aubameyang from Zayn. And he also traded away Thiago from Liverpool, midfield, and got Azpilicueta from Urwa. What do you think of those trades?
The Aubameyang for Diagne trade happened right in front of me. Like, we were out for a hike and, like, they were, like, panicking. Zen was panicking. I'm like, I need to win, bro. I need to win. Give me Diagne. I'll give you Aubameyang. And, like, but I think Zen got the better end of that trade. I think Diagne is going to get more points, in my opinion.
Aubameyang? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So it's a good trade for us for playoffs.
Actually, for Thiago is an interesting one, but Danny's doubling down on Chelsea defense. So
yeah, it's something you told me to avoid, actually.
So, like, I don't... At this point, like, we've seen... Well, West Brom game, I don't know was it an aberration or not, but, like, that's 3 games in a row, including the Champions League, where you guys haven't kept a clean sheet.
Right, so, and it's what I've been talking about. We will control games, but I feel like we're going to concede the odd goal now. And if that's the case, and Azpi doesn't have a lot of defensive work to do, he might be banking on clean sheet points, right? You look at the Crystal Palace game. That was a good example right there, right? Dominated the game, had nothing to do, conceded shit points.
Exactly, so...
And I think Thiago is fighting for Champions League, so you possibly gave away a better player as well. He nearly scored, man. And Thiago seems to just pick up points regardless of when or how much he plays, I think.
Yeah, and I think... If we see more of the Thiago Fabinho midfield, I think it'll give us good creative outlet in terms of like more balls of the top, right?
Yeah.
Maybe an assist here and there. So
yeah. All right. So let's now jump into our predictions and picks. Ross, just highlight from last week's predictions. We drew 4-4. We haven't drawn in a while. But the picks that we got wrong were Leeds winning, West Brom winning, West Ham winning, and Newcastle winning. I mean, they were kind of tough games, right? West Ham, Leicester, Newcastle, Burnley. West Brom, Southampton was even a tough one. And, okay, Leeds, Man City, come on. No one really predicted a Leeds win.
Yeah.
All right, so let us run through the fixtures then. And it's a fairly long and tricky game week. And, you know, we were talking about how we were going to pod for this, and it's ending on the Thursday, but then starting up on the Friday. I think we're just going to have to just do it, you know, just pod and release. And hope that people listen. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how our personal lives go, but that's the plan for now. All right, Ross, so starting us off on the Friday, Everton versus Tottenham. How do you see this one going?
2-0 Spurs.
Yeah, I think Spurs are definitely going to run right. I'm going to even go for a 3-0. I'm possibly triple captaining Kane in my FPL this game week as well. Just FYI. But yeah, I'll go for that 3-0. What are the picks that you're going to suggest from Tottenham?
Joe Rodon, 11%, and Giovanni Lo Celso, 37%.
Yeah, I like those shouts. Rodon has looked better in centre back. I think Toby was on the bench for that United game, so maybe watch out for that. Though I don't think Rodon deserves to lose his spot.
I think Sanchez deserves to lose his spot.
Same. The picks that I'm going to suggest from Everton, Coleman, 21% owned. In his last 4 games, he's scored 12.5 points, 1.5 points, 24.5, and 19.25. And that 1.5, he came on as a sub. All right, so he's on some serious form right now. So maybe consider him. Maybe not start him for this game, but someone to kind of watch for the rest of the season. All right, the next game, Newcastle versus West Ham, and this is on the Saturday.
2-2.
Ooh. I think I will go for a West Ham win. I think Jailings will be a bit too much for them. And I'll go for a 3-2 again.
Another 3-2?
Yeah, West Ham just going to score 3 goals and concede some goals, you know? What are the picks you're going to suggest?
Arthur Masuaku, 42% owned. And like Said Benrahma, if he starts, now that you mention it, I did see that like Cresswell got injured. So go look at Fredericks too. If he's available, he'll probably also be a low percentage, around like 5-6%. I'm assuming. I haven't really gotten the number, but he should be available in most leagues.
Yeah, or that Ben Johnson guy, that young kid, he might get a run out as well, right? You never know.
Left back, yeah.
So the picks that I will suggest from Newcastle, because I honestly believe that they could kind of save themselves a little bit. Dubravka 33% owned, Richie 19% owned, and Murphy 4% owned. So Richie and Murphy kind of came into these last couple of games as the wing backs. And they are midfielders, right? Playing out of position. I think Richie's on a few set pieces, sharing them with Shelby, so that's his route to points. And Murphy tends to score some important goals, it seems. And he might be on the odd set piece as well, like the direct free kick versus the corners. So, yeah, punt on those guys. Alright, next game, Wolves versus Sheffield.
2-0 Wolves.
Yeah, it should be a simple game for Wolves, but I think I'm going to go for the 1-0. They lost Pedro Neto, so maybe they lose a little bit of their attacking impetus. Any assets you want to suggest from Sheffield?
This is exactly what I wrote. No one's giving points at all. If we could predict goals, I'd have a suggestion, but like we can't. And like no one's performing consistently enough to go take a chance on, right? Ben Osborne gave you 18.5 points 2 weeks ago. Last week he gave you 2 points, right? Yeah. That's kind of what it is. Like if you look at their numbers from the last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, you'll be pretty disappointed in like how many points Sheffield players are giving. So nothing really avoid maybe.
Yeah. I can't. I agree with that completely. All right, the picks I'm going to suggest: Dendoncker, 16% owned, and Fabio Silva, 6% owned. I'd suggest pick him up if you play with auto subs, because he's been putting up some good points per minute, points per game recently. All right, next game: Arsenal versus Fulham.
1-1.
You have no faith in Arsenal, or you have faith in Fulham? Which one is it?
I love Arsenal's shit the bed 1 week, come back in strong next week, shit the bed again. So,
and you need some banter to have with Fazla as well, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like it's like, you know, it's the other side of the coin for Arsenal this time.
Fair enough. I will go for a 2-0 Arsenal win, though. I think now they will hit a little bit of form, maintain some form for Europa League, and I don't think Fulham will score. What are the picks you're going to suggest?
Ola Aina, 25% owned. He's been playing pretty well recently. And Maja or Cavallero, depending on like who's starting for them. I'm just kind of thinking if Adama Lukman is still out, maybe one of these players might get the chance. I know there's other players that are kind of, but I'm talking about like who can possibly give you like most points. And if Masha or Cavallero are starting, like Masha came on for like 20-ish minutes, I think, against Wolves and had like 5 points in that time. So
he had a golden chance to score and fluffed it.
So
yeah. All right, for Arsenal, I'm gonna suggest Holding, 29% owned. I think he'll get a run of games now because like the injuries to David Luiz, etc. Martinelli, 28% owned, back and in the goals. He could be a hot pick for the rest of the season, especially if ESR and Saka are being managed for more important games. Chambers as well, 18% owned because of the injury to Kieran Tierney. I feel like he's one of their better fullbacks versus Cedric and Bellerin. So yeah, good options, easy fixtures down the line as well. At least for the next 4 to 5, I think. Alright, next game, Manchester United versus Burnley.
2-1 United.
Yeah, I'll go 3-0 United. I think Burnley's still leaking goals and I'm not sure if they can score against United. Not saying United has the best defense or anything. I mean, Zayn likes to talk about Manchester United's defense being like the best thing since sliced bread, but, you know, that's Zayn. So, who are you going to suggest, though?
Vydra. I don't know why this guy's still 11%, man. Like, he's scoring goals week in, week out. And he's probably going to score that one goal for United this week, in my opinion. Or for Burnley, in my opinion, so.
And I mean, if you want another reason to pick up Vydra, he's an anagram of Vardy?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Vardy loves scoring against United.
There you go, bro. Alright, United pick. I'm gonna suggest Fred, 19% owned. He got a goal versus Spurs. Might not score every game week, but he's getting those ghost points. Alright, next game, Leeds versus Liverpool.
2-2.
Bro, really? Nah, no way. I'm gonna go with 3-1. I think Leeds will score against you guys. But
probably.
I think you guys are just gonna dominate now for the rest of the season. I don't know. Maybe too much faith in Liverpool? I hope not. Who are you gonna suggest from Liverpool, though?
Nat Phillips, his numbers have finally gone up. He's 43% owned. Like I said, huge aerial monster. Kabak, 38%. Not so much, especially if they lose the clean sheet points. But he does have a few of those long ball capabilities that I've seen. And James Milner, 9%. Always gets points when he starts.
I mean, he is the GOAT, right?
He is the GOAT.
The only person I'll suggest from Leeds, it's more of a long-term pick, like next few game weeks, because Cooper is out, is Diego Llorente, 10% owned. Because I'm not confident I can predict the other centre-back, but I feel like Llorente has a spot nailed. Alright, next game, Chelsea versus Brighton.
1-1.
Bro, the disrespect is real. I'm gonna go with Chelsea 2-0 win. Because I think, again, you know, Brighton just struggled to finish chances. And they might not get many chances playing a heavy possession Chelsea side. Who are you gonna suggest from Brighton?
Danny Welbeck, 38% owned. And Joel Weltman, 49% owned.
Whoa, Veltman dropped under 50. That's kind of shocking, actually.
Yeah.
And Danny Welbeck is a good ghost points getter as well. So, yeah, good shots there. For Chelsea, I don't think you're going to get anyone under 50%. Because if Kovacic is injured, you're not going to want to pick him up. He's probably like 49 or 48% owned. And Giroud maybe 28% owned. But it would be a miracle if he starts, I think. Alright, next game, Tottenham versus Southampton.
3-0 Spurs.
So I will go for a 4-1. I think Spurs could still concede in this double game week. Oh, by the way, we never said Spurs have a double game week, guys. You know, Crystal Palace aren't playing this game week. Again, quality information we probably should have started the podcast with, but yeah, so Spurs have another game. Go figure. Who are you going to suggest from Southampton, though?
Theo Walcott, 45% owned. Here's the thing, though. Hassan Huddle will probably shift up his team a lot because of the FA Cup tie against Leicester over the weekend, and because they played like garbage against West Brom. So keep an eye out on the starting lineup and see how they play over the weekend to kind of make inferences on like how they're going to start out.
Yeah, and for Spurs, Ross, I have two similar picks that you originally suggested. Rodon, 11% owned. Giovanni Lo Celso, 37% owned. I'm going to throw one more name in there. Eric Lamela, 3% owned. He could be a proper dark horse for this double game week. Just saying.
Yeah, but just a heads up, you probably won't be able to pick any Tottenham players before this game. So if you have to pick up players, pick them up before Friday because that's when Spurs' first game is.
Yep, excellent reminder. All right, next game, Aston Villa versus Man City.
3-1 City.
Yeah, I'll go for 2-0 City. I think City need to kind of go back to their winning ways and steady the ship. Let's just get this title win sealed, right? They still have to play Dortmund before this game, so who knows what injuries or anything might come out of that. What other picks are you going to suggest from Man City?
Again, one of those things you kind of wait and see. Fernandinho is the only one that's under 50%. Even the likes of Ferran Torres and Benji Mendy are like over 50% now. And like you kind of wait to see tomorrow's lineups, and then you wait to see like the weekend's lineups for the FA Cup tie, and like kind of make your references in seeing if players like Fernandinho will start or not.
Yeah, for Aston Villa, I don't really have any picks to suggest because I think Trezeguet was the only real one that was under 50. I mean, there's Douglas Luiz, but he's not really going to get you anything that's worth transferring him
Picking
in.
up. Yeah, exactly.
So, honestly, it's probably like try and trade to get some Aston Villa players. If El Ghazi's free in your league, go pick him up because his spot is probably nailed because of Trezeguet's injury. So
and because Jack Grealish is still
Jack Grealish is still living in the real world, not the fantasy world. All right, let us go to the last game now. It's on that Thursday, Leicester versus West Brom.
3-1 West Brom.
Bro, I am going to go for the Ross Classic 2-2.
The 2-2.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see West Barcelona Albion come out again versus Leicester. Leicester gonna shit that bed as usual. Give us that top 4, bruh. I gotta pick we have to get them to shit the bed. That's the only way we're gonna make top 4. All right.
Well, for Liverpool, yes. For Spurs, for Chelsea, I think they can still have even if Leicester don't shit the bed. But
yeah, maybe. All right. Who are you gonna suggest though from West Brom?
Lots of players available, man. Basically, after Matthias Pereira, all of them, like obviously Matthias Pereira is 99% owned, so he's probably gone. But
yeah.
Callum Robinson 9% owned. Before this weekend, he had only scored against Chelsea, and now he scored against Southampton too. So he kind of broke that. So we might see goals from him. Okay. Oh damn! This is what I was supposed to say. You were supposed to ask me picks, and I was gonna say okay. Man,
we can rewind this. Hey Russ, you got some picks from West Brom?
Okay. 14% owned. Could have worked better on the timing of it, but yeah. Okay, Yokuslu. I don't know if Sanji you're actually gonna rewind, but I'll say it again. Callum Robinson 9% owned. Okay, Yokuslu 14% owned. Diagne 32% owned. Maddie P 2% owned. Connor Townsend 7% owned. And this is the pick of all picks in my opinion. And Sanji, you picked him up. Sam Johnston 37% owned.
Yeah, has the most saves in the Prem, I believe. Just had his first penalty save as well. If they're going to stay up, he might play a big role. So I said, let me go for him. My only other waiver pick was Rui Patricio, and Ryan picked him up. So, yeah, let's see. Hopefully he helps me out in the playoffs. For Leicester, the only person I'm going to suggest is Albrighton, 14% owned. I don't think it matters whether he starts or not. As long as he plays, he gets points. Albrighton has won the Premier League title. Isn't that enough creds for you? Alright, but that's it. That's all we had planned. That's picks, that's predictions, that's everything. We done, yo. Looking forward to your matchups? I've got a tough one. I'm facing Daniel. He's 1 point above me. I have to win this game. He's chatted way too much shit.
You're facing Daniel? I'm facing Daniel, bro. You just faced Daniel.
Oh, yeah, true. It's probably a good thing I won't face Daniel again because I'll probably lose again. I'm facing Khayyam. That's even worse, bro.
I'm facing Daniel, though. This was Daniel told me. Daniel was like, yeah, Ras, who you playing next? Oh, I'm playing you, Daniel. I'm not worried about your team. I need to beat him, man. Just because he said that.
He's been chatting a lot of shit recently. I'm not gonna lie.
The arrogance of just saying that, I'm like, okay, bro. Like, whatever. But yeah, I'm playing Daniel in that league. I'm playing Seth in the Banter Boys league. Seth can, I think, go skip past me if he gets enough points too. And takes me for points 4 because I'm at 54 and he's at 51. But I feel like if I win, I will have cemented 3rd place. And I need you to lose so I can then beat you and take 2nd place. So
I have a feeling you might lose in the Banter Boys League because Seth has the Spurs Brigade of Son and Kane in a double game week.
I have Bale. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, I know. So in our in the Banter Boys League, I have Aurier in actually OG League as well. So that's my only double game week asset. Do you have? I think just Reguilon, right?
Yeah, Reguilon, Bale in the other league, but who knows if Bale starts or not.
Yeah, so. That's why it was pretty much just Reguilon. But yeah, it's important fixtures for us for sure. I have to beat Khayyam. Khayyam is in 2nd. It would help if he loses, right? And Saraya I'm facing, she's not really fighting for anything, but she's gotten a lot better as the season has progressed. So it's not an easy fixture at all. Yeah, and Perfect 11, Ross, again, I'll just come harass you. Especially because it's double game week, we're gonna have to be extra careful with our Spurs assets as well.
Yeah, games every day.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
It's gonna be a very long game week.
And then another game week starts on Friday.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
It doesn't stop, bro. Alright, Ross, let us remind listeners how they can share our podcast and engage with us.
So you can message us on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is @BantaB. You can also catch us on Discord. Our user ID is BantaBoys, #6585. And our Reddit username is u/Banta_boys. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and on SoundCloud and on YouTube @BantaBoys BantaBoys is our channel name. So check us out.
Check us out. But yeah, I will put out a tweet with all our socials as well. You have reminded me several times. I will do it. I promise. It will be at the same pace that, we started the YouTube channel, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Ross, do you have any final thoughts, final words before this next crucial game week? Because now every game week is very crucial for us.
Yeah. I'm more worried about Liverpool at this point instead of fantasy. I've gotten a title by winning my NFL league this season, man. So, you know what? I'll take my wins there and focus on hopefully Liverpool can, put a good run in towards the end of the season and possibly clinch top 4. So
yeah, man, top 4 is the dream. Oh my god, I sound like an Arsenal fan. But I mean, NBA playoffs are coming up, so excited for that, right? We possibly might face each other, so let's see. Anyways, I think that's enough from us, guys. Good luck in your game week. Hit us up on Twitter. If you're listening to this right now, please go like, subscribe, comment. Show us a little bit of love. Let us know that you're out there. We just want a little bit of love. But yeah, good luck. Ramadan Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there. And we will see you on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.